Hello fam, it's Comfort Bisambesh and today we are going to resume our PHP MySQL tutorial series. So from now on, we are going to start focusing on how we can interact with MySQL database. Okay, so before that, let's let's get to understand what that database thing is. So a database is a system that stores related data or a collection of related data electronically. Okay, so we need the database the uh, to store content and retrieve content. Okay, so databases are implemented to most of the common applications. So let's assume that we have the student management system. So a student management system or student information system is one of those systems that do make use of the database. Okay, so let's say now that the students want to like log in, register, and perform other operations. So first thing is that the backend technology, it has to ensure that those credentials that have been entered are matching with the credentials that are already into the database. So let's say we have something like a student ID that the student enters onto their front end page, and then the password. So our backend technology is going to get those details that will be entered and then send them to the database for verification. You see? So now, in this tutorial series, we're also going to learn how we can display our content on our what's this on our template. Yeah, and we're also going to learn how we can delete, update, and create data from our template where users are just going to be like doing everything from their user interface, and then once done, it's going to be interacting with the backend, and then the backend will be returning with the results. Yeah, so that's what you're going to be doing. Okay, so we have XAMP already installed, so ensure that you open it. So for me, it's already running, so I'm going to stop it. Start. Okay, so in the previous episodes, we've been working with only Apache. So this time, we also need to be ensuring that we start MySQL. So I forgot to say this. So MySQL is one of the database systems. Is one of the database systems. There are a couple of database systems, but but for the beginners, I do recommend MySQL since it's the one which is recommended with PHP. But that doesn't mean that you can't use other database systems with PHP. Okay, so PHP consists of a couple of drivers that allows it to interact with a database. It consists of MySQLi and PDO. Those are the drivers that makes it easier to interact with the database. Okay, so enough of that. So let's get back to our XAMP here. So here we have MySQL. So make sure that it's already running, and then what I'm going to do here is that I'm going to click on admin. So the database, each and every database has a database management system. So the database management system is a software which makes it easier to interact with the database. Most of the database management systems are visual systems. What I really mean is that they are user-friendly systems that allow us to perform a lot of operations. So this is PHP My Admin. So PHP My Admin is one of those database management systems. This is its interface. You can access it by clicking on admin, and then it gives us this. So here, let me walk you through the PHP My Admin. So if we do click databases. This one, it displays a collection of the databases. If I do click on SQL, it displays a collection of, so it's not a collection here. This is like a code editor that allows us to enter some SQL codes and then and then execute them too. Okay, so status here. This is where we do check the status of our database operation. So this includes the processes, query statistics, or status variable, monitor, advisor, and then here on user accounts, this consists of the database users. So the database users are these users who have been privileged to perform some database operations. Okay, and here we have export. So this export is used to export, or how can I say, to share our database configurations. Let's say you have created a database for the social network which has about 3 million users, 800 million posts, and a lot of content onto it. So let's say maybe you want to migrate to another server. You can simply just make use of export, and then you import it from the other server which you have migrated to. So here we also have import. So like I said, for import, this is where we now like install the database which you got from which you exported. Yeah, so here on settings, this is please don't play with this. This is where you get to configure your database settings. Okay, so for the rest of the things here, they are not important for now. Okay, so now let's ensure that we create a database that we are going to be working on today. Okay, so I'm going to click new. Okay, let me just click databases, and then here on database name, I'm going to name it, excuse me, social, and then choose Latin. You can choose any cassette that you would want. So here I'm just using Latin Swedish underscore CI. Make sure that you're also using it too. So after that, I'm going to click create, and boom, our database has been created. So the database works like this. So the database consists of things like tables, 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 or you can call them models. Let's just use the word tables. So it consists of tables, users, uh, columns, and rows. So this is what the database consists of. So here, if we want to create, so we need to understand what a table is. So a table consists of fields and rows, which with each field describing the data that it will the data to be inserted onto it. So let's say if we have, so like for instance, an example of a table can be students. So for students, let's say we create the database with the name students, and then there it consists of children like first name, last name, email, and the student, no, not and the student ID and the password there. So that's what the table consists of. So this is what I had for the for this introduction. So in the next episode, we're going to begin learning the SQL. We are going to begin learning this very simple programming language, which is structured query language, which is mostly known as SQL. So with SQL, this one is going to be allowing us to perform a variety of operations such as creating tables. The tables have already defined what they are, like making deletions, updations, other and other things. Yeah, so for today we're going to end from here. See you in the next SQL videos. Cheers.